Good morning, die-harders. Who's ready to live for your die-hard? Right here on the S&W Experience podcast. I am the Shogun. And here we go.
I mean, Pinocchio isn't my perfect cast for Namor, but he's been cast, so I have to accept it. But also, me making fun of the artist isn't me inherently saying, hey, leave Pinocchio, he's fine. I don't really care. At this point, I'm going to watch Black Panther just to see what they do with Black Panther.
Yeah.
Namor is fine. I guess they changed his, not really ethnicity, because, Namor is Atlantean and white. Like, that's his literal ancestry. He's Atlantean and white. Oh, no. Is it white? Yeah, it's white. His dad's from Scotland. So, the fact that he looks Asian in the comics has no correlation to his parents or his heritage. It's just a weird design that Steve Ditko chose for some reason, which might be racist. I mean, hey, different time. So yeah, I don't know why they even decided to draw Namor as like an Asian looking person, given that he has no Asian ancestry whatsoever. But I don't know. I still would want to see the guy from Hawaii Five-O in Namor, but what can we do? Yeah, we literally can't do anything about this now, dog. Filming is wrapped. The movie's being edited. You might hate the casting, but what can you do? It's there.
I don't have a problem with this casting.
I feel like at this point, when I was younger, I used to complain a lot about castings. Oh, this character, ugh. But now, like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Honestly, what can we seriously fucking do?
Thing is,
nothing.
I don't have issue with the man's casting. My issue is that this dude has essentially got a dad bod, and you're supposed to be Namor. Like 90% of dudes like
body.
just.
Here's the thing. I've debunked this. T-Nox's front body is actually serviceably buff. He's fine. But he's not cut. He's not cut like a right? He's not. But he is built. But there's not a lot of shape. He's like Anthony Mackie in a sense. You know how Anthony Mackie has he's very buff, but he's not like cut.
Yeah.
Like you never see Mackie's veins. Mackie's a big guy. He's a big man, but he's not like cut. Like look at him in that movie with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock and whatnot.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
Pain and Gain.
In that movie, he was big. He was big in that movie, indeed. He really was big. But something was still off about his physique. And that's the current situation that Huerta finds himself in, where he's not a non-buff guy. He's buff. But he has a very weird shape. It's not conventional. He's a fit man, but his shape is very unconventional. And I think part of that is due to the whole COVID thing, and he couldn't get a trainer for a long time. Pretty much like Robert Pattinson in the Batman, because he hardly had any shirtless scenes, and of course he was not that big. He wasn't bigger than Ben Affleck. He wasn't bigger than Christian Bale. He probably was bigger than Michael Keaton, because Michael Keaton didn't really put on any weight for that role. He just put on a suit. But the point is, Huerta isn't a man out of shape. He's in shape, but he has a weird form. And part of that is the fact that you can't really see his back muscles. But the man is not, for a lack of a better word, shapeless. He has pecs, he has biceps and whatnot. He's built, but he's just built a bit weird. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not really happy with this casting, but I can't really complain a lot anymore. We can't sign petitions, we can't do anything because the movie's done. The movie's done, and what's done is done. I would have loved to have me, like a fucking Daniel Day Kim as Namor, but yeah, what's done is done. You can't do much about it now. Yeah, it's done. You can't do anything. It's just done. Much as it, pains us. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it.
But I won't be watching Black Panther for Namor. I'll be watching it to see what they do with the mantle.
We know Shuri's good.
So yeah,
I mean,
obviously that artist was a dick because what are you doing? Because you're not really like in any shape. You just have less fat on your back. Like you're not buff. You're not buff. You're not cut. You just have less fat on your back, and you're like, oh, when a 60-year-old is more in shape. No, you're not in more shape. You're just less fat because you're an aging fucking man. You're 60, okay? You're 20 years from 80. You're aging. You're losing fat in your body. You're not fit. So let's not confuse things, Let's not conflate things and concepts. He was a bit of a dick about it, and I understand why there was a lot of backlash. And yeah, dude, like, you're fucking 60. Like, be mature,
Yeah.
I know it's not easy. Not every adult is mature, but just fucking be mature. We don't have time for this. The world is burning. We don't have time for this, We don't. We don't have time for this.
As for that, the trailer, like what we saw, what little we saw in that trailer, we saw what appears to be T'Challa's funeral. We saw like.
Yeah, no, it is. That's like it's not really like a very obvious thing, but obviously he's wearing, they're wearing white. The little T'Challa, Shuri's wearing a veil. Yeah, it is his funeral. Obviously, even the leaks confirmed it as well.
Yeah.
But it is his funeral, and yeah, he's just.
In the film, he's recently passed away. Yeah.
But yeah, this guy isn't in any fucking shape to me, like telling Huerta, oh, when a 60-year-old man is in better shape. No, bitch, you're not in better shape. You're just a random man. Like, look at this guy. Like, this man thinks he's in better shape than Huerta. Like, this is funny.
I've seen the photo, dude. It's fucking silly. Like, just...
No. I'm gonna show you him, like, in general. Leave the back. This man thinks he's like some sort of Chris Evans level physique, when really he's fucking nothing. Like, I don't understand. So I put the pictures in the group. You can just open up the group, not the actual Wi-Fi.
This regular
I just put it on the
dude,
group. You can just check him out there.
You're just the guy.
Like, he's nothing. I don't know why he thinks he's in better shape than him. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
If anything, Huerta is physically bigger than him, so I don't understand where he gets this ego from. It's weird, right?
It's out of nowhere, man. Just.
Dude, like, unprovoked. No one asked for your opinion. You don't even draw anymore, so why the fuck are you chiming in?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
he is a Marvel artist, but he's not the artist who drew Namor. Like, he's just.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, the comic more that we know, he didn't draw. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, Pap. I think Pap. Really, Pap. We are Pap.
Yeah. Like,
no one asked for his opinion, and I think Feige might do something to him, because again, Feige is the president of Marvel, so comics and cartoons he controls. So yeah, he might be in trouble after that little comment that he made, which was again extremely unnecessary.
And even if he was the guy,
any time to get in shape.
Yeah. The guy didn't have a lot of time between production starting and, like, them shooting those.
Literally
scenes,
COVID. So. It's just COVID. Same thing happened with the Batman. It's COVID.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, but like, the whole thing is just dumb.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
At random, out of nowhere, and stupid. Just. Yeah. Speaking of Batman, did you hear that that rumor before the movie came out that apparently Robert Pattinson had sex in the Batmobile?
I did not hear that. No. That's interesting.
I don't blame him, dude. Have you seen that fucking car?
I mean, sex is a pretty usual thing. It's not really as like striking. If anything, I would imagine that you was like upset, because like that's their problem. But whatever.
No,
Good for him.
It's not that. It's not the sex that draw attention. It's where it happened. Dude had sex in that fucking Batmobile. I'm just like,
I mean, I respect.
Respect.
They don't deserve nice. They deserve to have their sex after the Batman has finished wrapping up, production. They deserve that because Warner Brothers is one of the dumbest studios next to Sony. So I feel no sympathy for them and boo-hoo, he had sex in our car. I don't care about this. I don't care. Eat the rich,
Shit, dude. Yeah. Wasn't that literally a theme in that like the Riddler and shit? No, that was the Joker. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker, yeah.
Yep, Phoenix. Yeah.
Hey, that with that movie, in regards to that movie, the Lady Gaga being Harley Quinn, that's a pretty odd choice, though.
Yeah, that's the thingy. Is it Matt Reeves or
what?
Oh no, it's Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips, yeah.
Todd Phillips. Director of Hangover 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I mean, hey, give the guy a chance. He might surprise you. Look at the Russo brothers.
Yeah, but
they went from Community to fucking Civil War and Winter Soldier.
That was so weird, too. Just that casting the first time around when you heard like Civil War is being directed by the guys who did Community? Really? Like, what's going on? And then bam! Knock it out of the park. Like, damn, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, really good for them.
It shows like comedy directors. There's plenty of comedy directors out there who can do serious stuff. Like with Jordan Peele.
And ironically, it's always the dramatic actor. It's always the dramatic directors whose movies end up falling flat sometimes. Look at Chloe Zhao. Look at Kenneth Branagh. Thor 1. I mean, Thor 1 is a great movie. I personally like Thor 1, but of course it wasn't like an Iron Man 1, level of hype. But regardless, it came out and it was made. But yeah, Kenneth Branagh. What other serious actor, serious director, like really?
Serious director who really messed up.
Sam Raimi. I mean, he's a serious director.
Not really.
He's more fantasy.
Yeah.
Sam isn't serious.
He's a horror movie guy, so.
Yeah. But even Shane Black.
Yeah, that.
He's like action.
Yeah, he makes action movies, but like not
thriller, things like that.
Superhero movies aren't his thing.
Yeah, but I think like the weakest disappointment, like the biggest letdown, is only hiring a director simply, and this is the dumbest thing ever, simply because they want an Oscar for a movie that they made, only to find that they cannot adapt your IP properly. I don't understand that. Like, do they not sit down in a boardroom and discuss their ideas and decide whether or not it's a good idea and whether or not they should go forward with the idea? Like, do they not discuss it? Like, I don't understand. How does a director make a bad movie?
No, dog, they used to. They used to like sit down and plot out everything. Back when they had the Marvel Creative Committee, that was disbanded by Joss Whedon.
Like, I don't understand.
I shit you not.
Because they want an Oscar, but that's not enough. Every fucking movie deserves an Oscar, and not every movie that you make will be Oscar quality. Not every movie you make. So I don't understand why they thought hiring her with no superhero experience would be a good idea. You kind of wonder sometimes what's going on in these executives' heads and Kevin Feige's. I don't know. That was like a rare occasion where he really dropped the ball. Feige really dropped the ball then. That was a rare moment where he dropped the ball. Ragnarok was fine. Ragnarok was good. It was funny. But again, Love and Thunder was horrible and piss poor. And of course, they have decided not to go forward with Taika anymore for Thor 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's literally been announced right now that they are not going to go with Taika Waititi for Thor 5. Which I am very happy. I'm very happy for that. Goodbye. You had your moment in the sun where things were good, and then you flew too close to the sun, like Icarus. So get fucked. You know.
Jesus,
yeah.
But with I'll give. Hey man, if you hear that thing online about like, hey, like release the Waititi cut of Thor Love and Thunder, cause like dude in interviews said that the movie was like there were so many things they had to cut out of the movie, but like you think like would you want to see what they cut out? Like
nope. The entire movie is just there's nothing in it that like makes just spell casting while Odin alive. Like listen, I get it. If he cast a spell after Odin died, it would make sense. When Odin dies, Thor inherits the Odin force, which means he gains Odin's powers, which means he can enchant Mjolnir. But we're seeing a flashback with Odin still alive in that time period, and then he's fucking casting a spell. So the whole movie for me doesn't work. The entire movie, not a single scene works. I don't like that movie though. I don't think you understand how much I don't like that movie. There was a moment in the theater where I felt like leaving several times, and several moments where I just chuckled in annoyance of how bad this movie really was. I did not enjoy that movie at all.
Not even when Christian Bale's gore was on?
Okay. Thing is, I don't know. I think if Gore had a nose, it would have been better in retrospect. I mean, if he didn't have a nose and he had like pigtails, tentacles. Because he's just a guy. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a lot of aliens are just guys in different colors. And I'm starting not to like that anymore. You know? I accepted it in Guardians, right? But everyone is humanoid now. Like, it's so annoying. Why is Gore's race humanoid now? Like, I don't know, man. I'm getting... It screams lazy, and it screams uninspired. And the excuses, everybody will look weird. But no, you literally put a giant 8-foot purple giant monster with testicle chins on a movie and it looked pretty good. So like, yeah, no. You can't tell me that Thanos works but Gore can't. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Yeah, I'm very passionate in my annoyance of this movie. Yeah, just a lot doesn't work. But yeah, I'm very glad that like Taika's gone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't put all the blame squarely on one dude, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot goes into making a movie before it gets to the screen, you know. Keep in mind, someone wrote this, you know, someone came up with concept art and design and everything, you know.
It's on, like, you...
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not all the director, though the director takes primary blame for everything, you know. But yeah.
You see, the thing is, when they gave that motherfucker... Obviously, things are cut because long, or, you can't make a movie that long. But the things are cut are still the things that he came up with, and the things that left are still things he came up with. So, there's a reason why he's not coming back. because of his failures. You know, Feige didn't make this movie. Taika's a producer. He just turned shit out. But Taika had a lot of creativity in his movies, and there's a reason why Thor is not good in this recent. Like, why are you putting Meek in a dress? Since when is Meek a girl? Like, just so many creative choices. Like, you have to. This is literally Taika. This is Taika's ideas, Taika's concepts, Taika's thought. Like, how does this make sense? Just check your Twitter, man. Like, Taika really, he took a piss with Thor.
Okay. What's all this?
See what I mean?
Why is Meek in a...
Just had dumb ideas all around.
Why is Meek in this like sexy silhouette, like robot suit? Just...
Dude, Meek is literally a man in the comics. He's a man, and he's literally Hulk's ally in World War Hulk and Hulk. But why? Why does he get a mechanized, fucking sleek, sexy secretary outfit body? Why? Who asked for that? Who asked for that? And if you can, and if you can do that for Meek, then why can't you do that for Korg? Why?
Korg.
Doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. You know, give him a fucking body. Why is he a rock plate sitting on a counter? Give him a body. This is the fucking MCU. Okay, we have Iron Man suits. Nothing makes sense in this movie. I hate it. I literally hate this movie. I hate it.
I thought you were gonna say, if you can do that for Meek, why can't you give Lady Sif a hand?
Exactly, dude. Sif, she gets her arm cut off before the entire movie begins. But by the end of the movie, she still has no arm. My lord, how idiotic can you be? Thor literally gets his arm cut off in the comics, and he gets an arm made from the Destroyer. Just fucking give her an Uru arm, anything, dude. Nanosec, anything. It's the MCU. It's 2025. Give her an arm. I don't understand. It makes no sense. And it's the fact that they literally had Jimmy Alexander for one day. They had her for one day. They filmed that scene where he finds her, and that scene of Zhao's was fucking horrible because he's making a joke. He's making a joke about her dying. About, oh, you won't go to Valhalla because you would have died from your wounds, not from battle. And like, that's not necessary. And then of course she lives because of course she can't die. But even though she lived, she doesn't even take part in the movie. She's sidelined. Why is she in the movie? Why was it a big thing to be announced last year? That, ooh, Jamie Alexander is in for Thor 5. Why was it a big announcement if she was only in 2 scenes? And the one scene she doesn't speak. Why? Makes no sense. She didn't need to be in the movie at all. Her being in the movie held no weight to the story. There's a rule of thumb in filmmaking called everything you introduce has to have a purpose. Everything. Nothing can just be useless. You know?
Yeah.
So, dude, that movie is just so infuriating. It's so infuriating.
It's kind of
Jane
like...
becomes Thor only to die. Congrats. Gone forever and she's in Valhalla. Just, okay, whatever. Like, I remember all the dude bros were like, oh, female Thor, oh, Marvel's becoming a female-led Avengers, like, you know, whatever. There was a whole thing about pandering and, girl power. Everyone thought there should be, a permanent Thor character. Everyone thought that to be 2 Thors. And no, she died.
You remember how...
Because fuck her. Because fuck them.
You remember how at that one Comic-Con they had Natalie Portman show up and like lift the hammer and shit. They made a big deal out of it.
Big deal. They were like, oh yeah, Natalie Portman, she's Thor now. Get used to it, everyone. You know, it's a changing of the status quo. Get used to it. No, she dies. She's gone. In the same movie she's introduced in, she's gone. It's like if Iron Man. It's like if Iron Man 1 would have killed Tony Stark. Like, what? What the fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? Idiotic.
Yeah.
idiotic.
You know,
I hope they get. You know what? I'll be fully honest.
What's going on?
I do not mind bringing back Kenneth Branagh. I don't mind.
Really?
I don't mind.
I thought you said this movie was like dull.
No. No, Thor. No. Kenneth didn't do Dark World. I don't know who did Dark World.
No, he did the first one. Yeah, he did the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who did Dark World. Fuck whoever did that. It was Alan Taylor. Fuck him. I don't care about him. But bring back Kenneth. Thor 1 was a serviceable movie. That movie was completely serviceable. That was not a bad movie. It was not a particularly boring movie. It had a good blend of humor. It could be serious. It's just that it wasn't showy. That's the thing. People didn't like Thor. Okay, I can't say that they didn't like Thor, because it did, it was well received, But, I mean, for the mere fact that they're having 5 fucking movies in the trilogy. Like, Thor is now the longest running individual movie franchise. Iron Man ended at 3. Cap ended at 3. It'll continue with Sam, but that's more of a reboot, because Steve is gone. Thor is the only original character, OG character, with the 5th movie coming up. So obviously his movies were never like piss poor to begin with. Thor was an okay movie. It was good. It's 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's actually a high score. It's fresh, because 75 is fresh. So that was actually a fine movie, and I don't mind bringing Kenneth back. I don't mind. Bring him back, but make the necessary changes. That's what I ask. Which is, of course, try to make Thor a little less Elizabethan. Okay. Because, he was like very Elizabethan back then.
Yeah. It was very much Shakespearean shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I remember in Avengers it was like, quarrel with his rank and what you're doing. It's like, boy, no. You better, okay, give it. We get it. You're his guardian and you're equal, but let's not speak like that. Especially because Loki has to speak like that. Loki's a modern man. And it makes sense. Having watched Loki the show, Loki was DB Cooper. Loki's been on Earth many times. So it makes sense that he's more of a casual tongue than Thor.
Dude.
I think Thor, you can't really explain how he got casual, but in the movie, they explain it that Jane made him casual. But, I mean, dude, you're 1,500 years old. Why would a couple-month encounter with a human from Earth suddenly change your entire dialogue when you're vastly older than anyone? You're vastly older than any family lineage on Earth currently existing. Like, there's no family right now. Okay, there are many. Let me not lie. There are many, but not like a billion. There are many families right now who can trace back the ancestry by like 1,000 years, but not a lot. Maybe like a couple million. That's odd in numbers, but not a lot in terms of Earth. Thor is older than families' entire lineages, and it takes a couple months with the Earth Girl to change his dialogue, to like change the way he speaks. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't. That's dumb. It doesn't work. He's so old. This experience with Jane would feel like getting groceries in the supermarket and going, it's like such a short period of time in his long span of life. It doesn't make sense to me that being with Jane for like a year, 2 years would suddenly make him feel like an earthling. He's like using slang in Love and Thunder. Like, no, I don't buy that.
It's even
if it was
worse.
1 cent,
Yeah.
buy it.
It's even worse on the Asgardian side. The people of New Asgard, they've just immediately
They act like earthlings. Like why act like earthlings?
Like, you'd forget that these were Asgardian children. Like, even the kids, dude. Like, you'd forget they were Asgardian children. They just...
I literally wasn't sure if the actors in Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, the ones who retell the stories of what happens in the movies. I literally had no idea if those characters were actually Asgardian. I didn't know. For the longest time, I really wasn't sure. I was like, maybe they are, but maybe they're not. But also, what? Like, I didn't get it. Like, why is Melissa McCarthy a fat Asgardian? Are there any fat Asgardians? Why are there fat Asgardians? Isn't their physiology, like, just godly and alien? Like, they're just physically fit beings. Why is there a fat Asgardian? And I get it. Melissa McCarthy, ooh, she's fat. Let's offer her she's fat. Like, that's the joke. The joke is, it's Melissa McCarthy playing a sleek Hela who was betrayed by,
Kate Blanchett. Yeah.
Whatever that actress's name was. I forget her name. But the joke is, haha, she's fat, but she's playing a skinny villain. You know, but she's fat. So it's kind of ironic. Let's laugh at this. Like, it's not funny to me. It's not funny. It's not. It really isn't. The Matt Damon guy, he's an Asgardian, but he acts like he works on Broadway. Like, what? Okay, the kid got kidnapped. Should we do a play? What do you mean, bro? You're an Asgardian. What the fuck are you talking about? You're an Asgardian. Strategize, nigga. Strategize. You're an Asgardian person. Strategize. Fucking play? Get out of here. Come on. Just annoying, you know? Like, what do you mean make a play? This guy.
I love that she doesn't even respond, dude. She just, like, looks at him. The look on her face is like, the fuck is...
Dude. Like, they act dumb. I think that's the problem. They act stupid. Because why would anyone in a kidnapping situation ask, whatever, leader, prime minister, whatever, why would you ask that person if you should make a play about the kidnapping? Why?
That is grossly insensitive, first
They're
of all.
making their characters stupid. Why are Asgardians stupid now? Why are they dumb? Why? Doesn't make sense. They act like Earthlings, like the Asgardian kids. I didn't even know that they were Asgardian. I didn't even know. Why are they sleeping in like Earth beds and, you know, and sheets and stuff like that? Why aren't they sleeping in like Asgardian furniture, you know, handcrafted?
Aren't they way more advanced than us? Like,
you know, by like the woodsmith, something that give us an idea that this is Asgard. Like, yes, it's on Earth, but it's still Asgard. You know, like Wakanda. Like, dude, these are literally magical beings, but they're less advanced than Wakanda. What? Doesn't make any sense, man. Doesn't make any sense. You guys literally have magic. You guys have magic, but like I don't know. Scotland, like I don't get that. Like, why are you living like you live in Scotland? Like, why do you? Their society feels like a small Scottish village.
it is a small Scottish village, but
No, you know, Tonsberg, nowhere. But like, why? Because you're Asgardian. Yes, you're refugees, but you're still refugees of a highly advanced civilization. These same people were feared in Thor 1 and Avengers 1 because they thought that they were going to wage war on Earth, but now they're just like regular people. Regular folk. And then it's the fact that in that same movie, they complain about going to battle, right? They're like, let's go to battle and whatever. And they say, I forget the line because I was not like concentrating, so whatever. But this is not verbatim. It's not verbatim, but I think someone say something about all of our soldiers are dead.
Oh yeah. I know this line. He's like, half our soldiers are gone, and someone's like, half our soldiers are always gone.
Yeah, but like, hello, Endgame. Who are the niggas in Endgame? They literally fought in Endgame. You came out of a portal and you fought. So, you can't tell me every single one died in the battle. Seemingly, several Wakanda soldiers survived. And Wakandas don't even have super strength. They don't even have super strength. They're just Wakanda. They're just regular humans.
Not everyone eats that roots.
They have vibranium sticks and they have force seals. But there's regular people, you know. Corvus Glaive can walk the Wakandan and he'll die, you know. But Asgardians actually have super strength. on the level of Kree. You know, they have super strength. But you're telling me that all of them died in the endgame battle? All of them? And the Wakandan soldiers survived? No. Shut up. That's bullshit. And I hate you, Taika Waititi, for adding that line. Like, okay, the kids are kidnapped. Why must Thor go at it alone? Why can't any soldier come with them? You know, why?
Surely the parents would be like, we're coming with you.
The parents, the Asgardian parents. Literally Asgardian parents. And we never see them. All we know is that, the kids are gone. Think of the children. Where are the parents? Why aren't they fighting? Why aren't they accompanying Thor to rescue their kids?
Why aren't they saying anything? Just
Dude,
that alone. Why aren't they saying anything? Just...
You're an Asgardian. You have super strength. Fight, man. If Mikey was kidnapped, I would be out there with the cops trying to find my kid. You know? I would be out there. You know? And if I could, I'd join in the fight. I would join in. You know? Like, it's just, it makes no sense.
Also,
dumb.
Not to diss like Thor or anything, but when Thor like reassures his people like he's gonna find the kids or whatever, the people have literally at this point they have no reason to take him on his word for that. Because look at where Thor had been prior to that. For like 5 years, Thor was a fat, depressed slob who did nothing but drink beer and stay home all day. And then after that, he just vanished with the Guardians and shit. They have no reason to see Thor outside of that viewing. Like,
they took away Thor's authority.
Yes.
Thor is a joke in the Guardian community. I hate that because he's fucking Thor, dude. He's the crown king of Asgard, not prince. He's a king.
Not anymore. That's Valkyrie.
Not anymore. Yes, it's Valkyrie. But Thor was literally Odin's successor. People respect Odin. They revered him. Why is Thor being treated so like, oh, he's just a drunk, rambling person? Ignore him. I hate that. I hate that Thor has fallen so low in the hierarchy of things. I really hate that. I really do. I can't even lie. Him and the hierarchy, he's fallen. Like, okay, at the end of the movie, so I guess their hero names are Love and Thunder. Dumb name, first of all, dumb name. Because the movie title seems to be contingent on the fact that Love is speaking about him and Lady Thor. Not that he would name the fucking kid Love and Thunder. Like, what? What are you talking about? Why is the kid Love? Doesn't the kid already have a name?
That's
why can't it continue naming itself? Why?
Like seriously,
why can't I keep my same name?
She was Gore's daughter. Surely Gore gave her a name.
If my parents were killed, right, and my dad died or whenever it is, and I was adopted, why are you gonna change my name? Why? Doesn't make sense. Bruce didn't change Dick's name. He was still Dick Grayson. He didn't name him Gregory. So why is she Love now? Jesus Christ. Doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense in this movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. And Heimdall is in Valhalla. But did Heimdall actually die in battle?
Yeah.
I mean, he was stabbed.
He was killed.
So he was stabbed by Thanos. Is that battle? What does Valhalla constitute as battle? Because the same way in which Gore left Lady Sif is the same way Heimdall died. He was stabbed and was left to die. Gore stabbed Lady Sif and left her to die. So how is it different? How are their deaths any different? It's a villain stabbing a hero. But apparently the other one won't make it to Valhalla because it wasn't in battle. No, what do you mean? She fought Gore and he stabbed her. What do you mean it wasn't in battle? That line makes no sense given that Heimdall dies in the exact same way and he is in Valhalla. So what do you mean? So many plot holes, plot inconsistencies. It's horrible. It's a bad movie. And then we see Heimdall again with the world's worst wig, like he's in a Tyler Perry movie. Just completely unnecessary. Like, ugh.
I thought Mordo had the world's worst wig. You remember in that trailer when we saw it the first time?
Dude, Hamza's is worse in Thor. And the thing is, I literally left the theater and I came back because I did not want to sit through the credits. I was like, fuck this, dude, this movie's ass. And I come back and he's back with the world's worst wig. And Jane is in Valhalla. Why? Why is Jane in Valhalla? Why is Jane a mantle picker upper in Asgardian heaven? Does Steve go to Asgardian heaven? No. Why? Because Steve is a human. He's an enhanced human, but he's human. Is Jane a human? Yes. Where does she go? Valhalla. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Well, there could be another explanation as to why Steve isn't there. He might not be dead. He might not be dead yet.
That. They're gonna try to explain it away, but they shouldn't explain it away because Valhalla is heaven for Asgardians. We literally established in Moon Knight that certain beings go to certain heavens. It's literally established in Moon Knight. So why is she going to an alien's heaven? Why? Cap. What happened with Cap? Like,
Cap ain't
they just
dead
break
yet.
down the mechanics of everything. They break down the mechanics of everything, dog. And it's annoying.
Unnecessary changes and so on. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the whole Asgard thing. I'm mad that they're not calling Atlantis Atlantis. Like, fuck's sake, man. There's no reason for that.
That is just dumb.
There's zero reason for that. Zero.
What's the name?
Talocan.
Yeah, Talocan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Marvel, like lately, like No Way Home is a bit far, No Way Home's in the past. But lately, Jesus Christ, man. They're doing the best they can at disappointing us. Doctor Strange, Eternals, Black Widow. My God, man. They're doing everything in their power right now. We are literally in our mid-era, and I hate it so much.
Okay.
Yeah, those are adults who lived to see the day when Star Wars became mid, and that was in the 2000s when they were in the 40s. Those were kids of the 80s, 90s, and 70s, but they lived to see Star Wars become mid. We have lived to see Star Wars. We have lived to see the MCU become mid, and we aren't even 30 yet. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We aren't even 30. We live to see the MCU become mid, and we aren't even 30.
Alright, so let me ask you this though. You bring up Star Wars. Which level of mid would you say we are in? Are we in Rise of Skywalker mid or Phantom Menace mid?
Rise of Skywalker.
Really?
Like, that's how bad it is. It's bad, dude. You can't afford bad movies. Bad, dude. You can't. It's not good, dog.
Yeah.
You remove No Way Home? That's literally Sony. Like that's the movie where I can give them. They got Toby, they got Andrew. They got Toby and Andrew, whatever. Cool. But like, you remove No Way Home. That was a team effort. Mostly Marvel, but team effort. But Black Widow, Eternals, Doctor Strange, Thor? Are you kidding me? 4 mid movies. What are you talking about, dog? Kevin, what are you talking about? What are you doing, Kevin? What's the plan? When's I don't understand what's going on. How have we had 4 mid movies back to back, dog? Beginning with Black Widow. Black Widow was like, when I saw it, and it wasn't in the theaters because I heard it was bad, so I just waited until the HD came out and I watched it in my TV. When I watched it, in the scene where Yelena is like, I guess, causing an explosion or something.
That was bullshit, man.
Putting 2 wires together and then there's like a big explosion. The compositing, the CGI, the background, it looks so fake. And yeah, obviously the illusion breaks apart. But when I saw that scene, I was like, oh, that's not good. I hope this is the only example where we see something like this. And it wasn't.
Dude, there
Black
was.
Widow was like, okay, that was one bad movie. It's fine. We'll bounce back. And then boom, Eternals. Oh god. Boom, Eternals.
Dude, that scene where like Yelena basically got caught like face first in a fucking explosion, like
And didn't die.
like you should be dead.
Didn't
You should have died
disintegrate.
right there, dude.
She's a
Like,
human. She doesn't even have no serum, no nothing. Great. Whatever. It doesn't matter, right? This works. Like, why are you falling in the sky with no parachute and you still live? No, dog, no. You're in a fortress in the sky, like 30,000 feet in the sky, like literally plane level height.
you
And
shouldn't
you
be able
fall,
to
no
breathe,
parachutes,
much less dive off of there.
And you survive. No.
Listen.
I refuse to believe that.
That
I refuse.
forget the physics of it all, dude. At that altitude, you should be struggling to breathe, and yet somehow she's just able to.
You choke, like you should be poking. You should have no level of brain concentration to think, to hop to a piece of, falling ship or, like a fucking boulder. No. Not even James Bond can do that. James Bond. No, doesn't make sense. Just brace all the immersion. And then that weird plot point with the guy who's apparently Black Widow's like arms dealer. Like what? He is the one providing her with Quinjets. Meanwhile, Nick Fury is a fucking phone call away. But he's the one giving you a Quinjet? What do you mean? Why?
Where did he get it?
Who is he? What does he do?
Seriously.
How did he get a Quinjet? He's just a guy. What do you mean?
Like,
nothing made sense.
Like, dude, literally S.H.I.E.L.D. are the only people who make Quinjets. So, where did this dude get a Quinjet?
It's literally their creation. It's their creation and patent. We saw like the Mark 1 Marvel. So, why does this random nobody who don't know what he is? One, we don't know what he is. We don't know what he works for. We don't know where he gets his thing. And then suddenly he just pops up a fucking Quinjet. And he says, it wasn't easy to get. What do you mean? Why is Black Widow acting grateful to this guy for getting her a Quinjet when she can just call fucking Nick Fury and get a Quinjet sent to her? Why? Why is she going through this guy? Why are you going through this guy as like a liaison? Why? Doesn't make sense. It's just so stupid. Just dumb.
Not just a Quinjet, dude.
And like we don't see him ever again. And I doubt we'll ever see him again. I doubt it. We will never see. That's literally like the one Marvel character who's guaranteed to never return ever again in the movie. Never.
Because he was Black Widow's context, and Widow's dead, so...
It's him and the Phil Dunphy guy, who's supposed to be Samson.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be, but
nah.
He's too old now. The guy who plays Phil Dunphy, that actor guy, he's like 59 now. He's done for. He's done for.
He ain't coming back.
Yeah, no, he's done. Because we would have seen him in like fucking She-Hulk, if anything. Yeah, Ty Burrell.
That was a weird casting choice, though, dude.
He's done.
Because the character he played isn't him. In no iteration, if you had to cast his character, would you say Ty Burrell? Like,
they just picked the name from the comics, which is weird because even Moon Knight did that with Arthur Harrow. Arthur Harrow was a fucking archaeologist who did Nazi experiments. Why is he like a weird cult leader / fucking avatar Ahmed? Use a different name. Why is he Arthur Harrow? Why are you gonna pick a name from the comics to make a character who is not like that character whatsoever? Why would you do that? That's so idiotic.
But it worked.
No, well, the character is a good character. He's fine. He's funny in his scenes. But why does he have the name? Why? That doesn't work.
I guess...
That doesn't work.
I think they just wanted a recognizable name.
He's not a bad actor. He's pretty comedic. He has good timing. But why does he have to have the name? It's dumb.
I'm pretty sure...
It's yeah.
I think they wanted to introduce an original character, but like they needed a recognizable name so that right away we could look and be like, oh, he's a bad guy or something like
But
that.
the thing is, dog, is Hulk side characters aren't mainstream. Who the fuck is gonna know Doc Samson? Who the fuck is gonna know him? Who? Let's be real. This was 2008 when Iron Man was a nobody. The biggest character in Marvel was like Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk. But no one knew fucking Doc Samson in '08. So why even pick that name to be like, oh, well, you know, people might know him? No.
Why couldn't he just be a guy?
Who the goddamn leader was, you know?
Yeah.
So why are you giving this guy that name when people don't even know that name? It's useless.
Yeah.
It's useless.
He could have literally been just some guy that he was dating.
Some guy, dude, some random love interest, and it would have had no weight in the rest of the movie.
It doesn't. The fact that he's Doc Samson does nothing. He's just
I mean,
there.
like he rats on him, but like that, like that's it. Like honestly, like he has nothing. And it's funny. It's funny to me how they've retroactively confirmed that Peter's principal was the guy from Incredible Hulk because he was still in college.
Yeah.
But of course, that was never the plan. But like, you know, that's the one thing. I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty smart on you, Kevin. But the rest, not so smart. I'm so sorry. I love you, Kevin, but you've made a couple of blunders in your past. You know, I mean, hey, what you've done, you've crafted an interconnected universe comprised of like 29 movies. Listen, you are a GOAT, Kevin. We concede that. You're a GOAT. But it doesn't mean you haven't made mistakes in the past. It doesn't mean that. You know, no other director in history has made a franchise that works. That's so interconnected it works. No other director. No, you know, Star Wars has like 12 movies to their name. Marvel has like nearly 30. You know, we have more than double Star Wars. So no other director in history has managed to build a universe like this that works. It works. The MCU works. But lately, Kevin's been making some mistakes.
And
in the past, he's made a few mistakes, but not enough to completely break the immersion of everything.
Yeah, but
like, okay, you named him Doc Samson.
Yeah.
That wasn't necessary, but you did. You know, you kind of blundered on Betty Ross there. You know, where is she? Why is Hulk now in a love triangle with like, okay, not even love triangle because Betty's gone. Why is he like in a weird love thing with Black Widow when in the comics that was never the thing? And you know, because Black Widow in the comics, you know, she's with like Daredevil, she's with Punisher, she's with Tony as well. Like, why put these two characters together? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And of course, it's Joss Whedon's propensity to have some love plot. Like, that's his whole deal. You know,
that was Joss
Whedon,
Whedon, dude.
You know,
that whole love thing was Joss
yeah.
Whedon.
But it's the fact that Kevin Feige said it was okay. You know, at the end of the day, dog, you're the boss, okay? You say what goes. You fired Edgar Wright for less, honestly speaking. You fired Edgar Wright for less. So why aren't you putting more stringent dictations on these movies? Why are you letting this guy be named Doc Samson? Why are you allowing this director to remove Betty from the picture? Why are you allowing this director to create a weird love plot point that leads to nowhere for Bruce and Natasha? Why are you letting this happen? Because if you're a boss and your employees can't or underperform at shit, it's your fault. It's your fault. It is your fault. They're your employees. So yeah, Kevin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, in Kevin we trust. I know the motto, but lately I'm not so sure. And quite frankly, something has to give. Something has to give.
I think it already gave, man. Just with how mid everything, everything's been, dude. I think it already gave.
World War Hulk, She-Hulk. Yes, that's yeah. That's the one thing where Kevin is redeeming himself. But also, no Betty. You brought back fucking Emil Blonsky. Where's Betty? You didn't need to bring Emil. Okay, Thunderbolts. Yeah, okay, sure. But where's Betty? Where's Betty? Doesn't make any sense. Because, and funny enough, Liv Tyler is the only actress who's been in a Marvel movie who's never complained about the studio. Never badmouthed the studio. never badmouthed the director, nothing. They could have brought her back at any point, at any time. They could have asked her nicely. You got fucking Patrick Stewart back, bro. Why can't you bring back Liv Tyler? Why? Give Bruce a romantic interest. Like, why? Why keep him single and have a weird... Because even the Russos didn't know what to do. The Russos, in Infinity War, obviously Bruce is back, and then he sees Nat, hi Nat, or he sees, I think you'll look pretty good, considering, whatever it is. Okay, cool. But then there's a scene in the trailer, and of course it was never in the movie, where, they're in Wakanda, the Hulk is facing, Bruce is facing the Hulkbuster, and Nat is there, they share a young smile. You think they're gonna pick up, right? You think. But no. There's no scene like that, and they hardly share any screen time whatsoever. Hardly. Whatsoever. So even the Russos know what to do. Because Feige fucked it up. I literally blame Feige. I can't blame Russos because he allowed it to happen. He's the leader. No pun intended. But Feige is the leader. And he allowed everything to happen. So it's literally his fault. It's his fault. If you can fire Edgar Wright for less, this is unacceptable. Like this everything here, it's unacceptable. You fired Edgar for less. Bring back Edgar. Bring him back.
I wouldn't call it less.
Yeah. Bring him back and apologize. Because what you've done, he would laugh at you right now.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I wouldn't exactly say less. You keep saying they fired Edgar Wright for less. This isn't exactly less, dude. This isn't a plot point that he wanted to change. Dude had been working on an Ant-Man movie since 2008. And when they finally started production on it,
It's not that he wanted creative... He just wanted to bring his... You gave Taika that and more, and he crapped in your face. That's why I don't feel sorry for them right now. Right? Thor Love and Thunder right now, that's your mess. Mop it up. But Edgar, and it's the fact that Edgar's story wasn't even bad. It wasn't a bad story. It's just a direction that they didn't want to go. Ant-Man was originally spy thriller. It was more serious. They took themselves more seriously. What we got, it wasn't inherently jokey, It wasn't Thor or Guardians jokey, but it was still distinctly jokey enough. But Edgar had a vision. He had a serious vision. He had a good vision. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie, right? Wright is a good director. We know this. But you fired him for less. You fired him for bringing an actual good movie, and then you let Taika make a pile of steaming donkey shit. I don't get that. Get the fuck out of here, Kevin. I don't get that. I don't accept that and get it. You let Taika make his steaming pile of donkey shit. You fire Edgar for trying to be Jesus. Just so annoying.
Yeah.
Edgar would have given us, and I swear to God, he would have given us a top 5 Marvel movie. Because the direction he wanted to go was very, very similar to Winter Soldier vibes. Spy thriller. Very similar. And it would have worked. There's a reason why Winter Soldier is a top 5 Marvel movie. Because of that tone. If Edgar had given us the movie that he had been writing since 2008, we would have gotten a top 5 MCU movie in an obscure character.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You would have gotten a top 5 movie. Instead, you got a top 10 movie. Top 15, I don't know.
It's kind of forgettable when you really think about it. Doesn't really tie into the grander story. You could skip Ant-Man and still be relatively caught up.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Man, and you know what's crazy? In another universe, Wright did make his movie, and it is a top 5 movie in that universe. And another version of us are speaking about how Feige made the right choice because he wouldn't have wanted a movie that would have become a top 10 Marvel movie instead of top 5. So in another universe, everything worked out.
Yeah.
Wright got his movie, Feige did make some dumb choices along the way, letting Taika just shit all over Thor and name certain characters that aren't these characters, like Arthur Harrow, Doc Samson. Like, yeah, in another universe, it's pretty perfect. In another universe, Thor was directed by a weird director, and it was serious, and it was compelling, and it was touching and heartfelt, and Jane actually lives. Fucking Nat doesn't die, We actually have Adam Warlock in the Infinity, because literally Adam's biggest showcasing moment in comics is literally in the Infinity Saga. That's over. It's over, and now we're gonna get him in Guardians 3. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
He's gonna hunt down the Guardians. That's what they were setting up, man.
Comics, it's like fighting Thanos and being in the gauntlet and talking to the Living Tribunal and but all that's gone now. It's all gone. It's under the table. What do we have left?
Secret Wars, but that's way away. That's
3 years away, dog. I'll be a dad by then. I swear to God.
Damn.
I can't have the one movie that I know is going to be good. I can't have it be 3 years away. Why? Why is it going to be 3 years away? Why must we suffer for greatness? Why? I don't get that. We have powered through torturous 4 bad movies. And why must we wait for so long for an actual good movie to come? Why is F4 2025? Why? Why must we suffer? We're becoming DC in a way. We're waiting years for a good movie now. That's what it's come down to. We're waiting years for a good movie.
Not entirely though. I mean, looking at the DCEU, we don't have to wait years for a good movie, because Wonder Woman was a good movie. Fucking The Suicide Squad was a good movie. Shazam was good, and there wasn't huge gaps.
Worse than DC?
What?
No, you saying is that we're worse because we had to wait 3 years.
Damn.
Dude, it's long 3 years. Oh my God. Yo. 3 years is the difference of matric, us being a matric northwood, to the pandemic. That's a long time, Yanni. It's a long time, brother. That's a matric to the pandemic. You know how long that is? Oh my God. Yo. Matric alone was a long year. It was a grueling 12 months. Matric. And when you think back to the pandemic, even in the pandemic, matric was so long ago, bro. It was so in the past. And it was only 3 years. Like now it's 5. But even in the pandemic, it was a long time ago. Yo, dude. See, Sazo linda. Hey, Gooby, dog. Gooby. I don't want to lie. It's rough, right?
Not much confidence in the grand plan. The dude said, I don't know. I remember he was like fans should pay attention because the grand threat to the multiverse will make itself known in the coming months. You remember that shit?
And the thing is, we know it's Kang. Both, we know it's Kang. But we're going to see that in Avengers, Kang. I mean, I feel like we'll see a sprinkle of it in fucking Quantumania. But I don't know. Something to me feels off about Quantumania. I love Kang. I love Major. I love Loki. And I can't wait to see him in Kang Dynasty, in an Avengers movie. But I'm worried about his appearance in Quantumania. Because you can't have his appearance in Quantumania be equal to his appearance in Kang Dynasty. Because Kang Dynasty now, all the Avengers come together. It's all of them. They're fighting against Kang, the big bad. He is the new Thanos. So I don't know how you're going to fit a villain that big in a movie that's usually so small. It's like, Ant-Man movies are usually so small. They're not that important. Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was a filler movie, It was basically like DBZ filler arc. You get me?
Yeah. It was mostly just to show, hey, this is what Ant-Man was up to, while all the Avengers were fighting and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. House arrest, okay, but he's Giant Man, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But also, he's fighting just a random street-level crime organization.
He's just a guy.
They're literally street level. They have no powers, no firepower except for Ghost. You're fighting a street level organization that Tony could have battled in 2008. Okay, that's the level of caliber. That's the caliber of villain you are fighting in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So these movies are never like huge. They never have like a grand scope. But Quantum Mania has Kang, and I'm worried about that. Because if they fuck up Kang now, then people they will not want to see him later. That's the problem. You fuck him up now, they won't want.
No, Kang was great in the Loki show. I understand that was a different Kang, but still, they did him right there.
Dude, Kang is the villain. Think about that. A lot of responsibility in Ant-Man. I'm worried. I won't lie. I can't even lie. I'm worried.
Definite cause for concern, eh?
Yeah, dog. A full 2 hours of like just Kang being on the screen. Yo, Asaz. We don't know.
We know Jonathan Majors will definitely do his best, though. I mean,
yes, Majors will do his best given the script, given the direction. But I don't know. Whole movie, and we just saw him now, and even worse, it's an Ant-Man movie. It's not even like Avengers Quantumania, and then Kang's a villain. No. It's an Ant-Man movie, yo. Hey. And apparently this movie will also have Cassie as well, suiting up. Oh.
But why though?
I don't know.
Like
Cassie Lang is suiting up now.
Yeah, but the question is why though? She was never about that life, man. Like she was.
Dude, she has no martial arts training. She has nothing. But then again, in Ant-Man 1, it seems like Hope taught Scott martial arts in a week. So the same can apply to Cassie. Because, why? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Hope taught Scott martial arts in a week. So will Cassie. So, it's whatever now. But, yeah, man. Fucking Douglas is coming back. Pfeiffer's coming back. Ghost isn't. They kind of forgot about her.
Let's just be honest, dude.
Pretty weird.
Ghost is probably dead. Just think about it. She's most likely dead.
I mean, yeah, because the thing is, they were about to save her, then snapped. So wherever she is, she didn't get the Pym particles, which means her fate would have been sealed in some capacity.
Yeah.
Or she bullshitted it and she survived somehow because Marvel will make a reason, and they'll say that some alien ship abducted her or something. I don't know. You know how Marvel is? They have bullshit reasons sometimes. Just ass pull reasons out of nowhere. Boom. Looking for this,
Yeah.
That's a Wolverine reference. Yeah, but I don't know.
There was
the movie is
There's some definite ass pull reasons right there, like how Nick Fury lost his eye. That was some bullshit, man. That was total bullshit.
It was some bullshit. And again, that's literally Feige. Yes, it's the director of Captain Marvel, but Feige allowed it, When we saw Fury in Winter Soldier, directed by the brilliant Russos, the level of dramaticism was that he lost his eye because he couldn't trust anyone in this world. This espionage world, it's so tough. It's grueling, it's torture. You can't trust anyone. You only have yourself. And he lost his eye because of that, because he trusted he made a mistake. It seemed to be so compelling, it was a very formidable villain, like Madam Hydra or something, someone compelling from the comics, someone, Madam Hydra, someone, But no, it's a fucking flurkin, which is the cat, an alien cat. So yeah, fuck us, I guess. His eye got scratched out. Oh, but that's funny. Ha 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 ha. I forgot to laugh. When I saw it in theaters, I was like, "He's got a fucking." I wasn't impressed. The movie wasn't bad. I know, dude bros hated Captain Marvel, because Brie Larson, she used to smile more. You know, dude bros, back then.
Yeah.
But
they were focusing on the wrong thing, dude. They focused so much on Brie Larson, they totally ignored Nick Fury's bullshit reason for losing an eye.
I was so. When I saw it in theaters, I was just like, oh my lord. You literally could have had any single evil Skrull or Kree scratch his eye or take eye out. Something, dog. Something compelling. Not a fucking flirkin. Why? Oh my god. You know what it is? The issue with Marvel is that they handle otherwise serious situations so inappropriately. So inappropriately. You know? Bruce is a tortured man. You know? He's this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde tragic character, you know. He's one of the smartest humans on Earth. He's been hunted ever since his freak accident, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's fine. We'll take the one protagonist of interest here in his entire life, in a one Betty Ross, and we'll throw her away, and we'll make him single, and then we'll give him Nat, but not Ray. And Nat is barren, so they call it kids. So you know what? Fuck Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner deserves a tough life. He's had a tough life, so it'll only get tougher. No girlfriend for Bruce. Okay? No friends for Bruce. Doesn't make sense.
No snap vision for Bruce when you think about it, because you remember when Thanos snapped, he had a vision of Gamora. When Tony snapped, he had a vision. Just, dude.
They literally did the scene where obviously you do snap, you should go in the soul realm for a couple of seconds. Thanos saw it, and the thing is, when you snap and you go in the soul world, you literally see the exact person. It's not like a hallucination. It's not like it's not created by that. It's the actual person, you know? It was actually the Gamora who got thrown off a cliff, who was in a soul stone when Thanos, when he snapped, and she asked what did it take. That was actually Gamora, but of course she was in a state that Thanos, it was like in a form that Thanos loved the most, or it was a version of her. It was displayed as a version of her that Thanos related to the most. Because when Gamora was a kid, you know, I would assume she loved Thanos or whatever it is. But that was actually Gamora who died. And then we see he snaps, okay, it's Gamora. Tony snaps, because it would have been Morgan. Which is weird because Morgan isn't dead, but we would have seen Morgan in the Soul Gem for some reason. So I get why they deleted it, because they should have added Yinsen, because Yinsen is dead. But that's a story for another day. Hulk didn't get his moment. You should have seen Nat, because Nat was literally sacrificed the same way Gamora was. We should have seen him speak to Nat, because the way they say it is like the last time he saw Nat was in the lab when they were still trying to figure out time travel. And he never sees her again. He never says he saw her in this weird red-orange realm. Nothing. And I hate that. Why does Bruce get the short end of the stick? Why? Why does Thanos see his daughter, but Bruce can't see his fucking one of his girls? Why? Why can't he see his mother, his father? You know, why can't he see anyone? Why? He's just there. His arm was fried and it can't heal because apparently the Hulk can't heal anymore. Now that he's smart Hulk, he can't heal. Oh, what's that? He used his cousin's blood to heal himself? Oh, fantastic writing. She-Hulk is a good show. I have to preface that. It's a good show, but it's a BS reason why Hulk's arm was fixed. Because the reason is he used Jen's blood because apparently Jen's DNA can synthesize gamma better than him, right? Mr. Hulk. She-Hulk can synthesize gamma better than her cousin, Mr. Gamma himself, the leading expert on gamma. Why? Because I guess when she hulks out, she automatically keeps her mind, unlike Bruce, who had to spend 15 years on trying to figure out how to keep his mind. But Jen just transforms once and she can keep her mind. Obviously, that's from the comics anyway, you know. Jen is a very unique Hulk in the sense that when she first transformed, she could still keep her mind. So through that, they added a BS reason that because of that, her DNA can synthesize gamma differently, which is why she kept her mind from the get-go. And then he uses her blood to heal his arm. Can you not fucking heal? Are you not the Incredible fucking Hulk? What's wrong with you? Fucking hell. Dumb reason. And again, Feige approved. So what can we say? It's Feige approved. Again, She-Hulk is a good show, but that reason is BS. It's BS of the highest order. Because everyone was like, I remember this on YouTube, like, oh, apparently they're gonna make Hulk's arm damaged forever. He'll never. The Russos themselves were like, oh yeah, no, that's permanent. It's fine. It's permanent. Feige was like, course correction, She-Hulk. Still, it wasn't good. Because he allowed the Russos to make that permanent. What, you can't heal in like 20 seconds? You are one of the best healers in the Marvel Universe. It's you, Wolverine, and Deadpool. You're one of the best healers in the Marvel Universe. And a fucking fried arm is too much for you. It's not even cut off. It's fried. Whatever. Fuck him, right? Jesus Christ. Feige, what are you doing? Oh, just stressful.
Yeah, I think it's mostly down to, I mean, personally, I think it's down to what the director wants to do with the character. Because in Endgame, yeah, his arm was still burned. Makes sense, the wound is still fresh. In Shang-Chi, which is set, let's say, a year afterwards, like he's Banner again and his arm is in a sling. Like, I could...
Do you want a spoiler? You want a spoiler real quick?
No.
It's not a crazy spoiler.
Alright, huh? Whatever. I'll take it. Why not?
It's not crazy. No, it's not really a spoiler. Basically, the fact that Shang-Chi takes place at the same time as She, because in She-Hulk episode 2, that episode ends from. Okay, so basically, we saw the trailer that Jen was getting a meal out, right? We saw that. Now, just before his court case, footage releases from God knows who, someone in Macau was recording, of Abomination fighting Wong. He's fighting Wong, and now I guess he's in trouble. Because if you're appealing to be released, why are you in fucking Macau fighting? So basically, She-Hulk takes place at the exact same time as Shang-Chi. So when we see Banner at the end of Shang-Chi, it's still the She-Hulk era. The same device he's wearing in She-Hulk is the same device he has in Shang-Chi. It basically turns off the Hulkness. But that's the only spoiler. Like the only spoiler is that it takes place in the same. That's it. It's not a crazy spoiler, as I said. Yeah. So it's just, and obviously that Shang-Chi thing plus She-Hulk now, that was Feige's course. Be like, okay, his arm can't be dashed forever. I know the Russo said one thing in interviews, I know that, but it can't be done forever. So it can't be fucked forever. So that's Feige's course correction. But you wouldn't need to course correct if you got it right from the fucking go. You know what I mean, Benny? You wouldn't need to course correct. You wouldn't need to. It's just so dumb.
They wouldn't have to course correct anything if all the directors were kept in the loop on, okay, this is what we did with the character, keep it that way.
You can allow creative, but you as a producer, as a boss, you still have to have some input. You can't let a director do exactly. Otherwise, you get BVS. You know, you can't do exactly what they want. Not exactly. It can't be exactly. No one has full creative freedom to do whatever it is they want. That's Thor Love and Thunder. You can't have that. We can never have a Thor Love and Thunder situation ever again. We can't. I refuse to ever have a situation like that ever again. No director should ever be given as much power as Taika had in those movies. No. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Never give a director that much freedom ever again. As a director hired by a producer, you need to be reeled in just a little bit, just so you know your place, just so you know what you're doing, and know that what you're doing has to make sense. So, just Feige's, I don't know if he was aloof or he was oblivious to what was happening in his own studio, but he really dropped the ball on several occasions, and he just let directors do whatever it is they want to do. And that fucked things up in the long run in certain ways. Because now, you can never have Doc Samson. Why? Because he was really name-dropped. That was the character's name. You can never have him back. You can never, what's this? You can never have like Rune King, Thor, whatever it is. Okay, now we're gonna get a bullet breaker. Okay, yeah, whatever. Hulk's in space. He's in Sakaar. But certain things you can now never have again because of Feige dropping the ball. Doesn't make sense.
Man, the state of the MCU.
You see, because we're not saying Feige must be we're not saying that. No one said Feige must be like an authoritarian. No one said he must be Walter Hamada. No one said he must be Warner Brothers. But still, just reel them in, bro. Please.
Put your foot down every now and then, man. Shit.
Much like that. Just look at Eternals. Eternals took James Gunn. It took James Gunn's vision of what Celestials are, which is comic accurate. Very, very Jack Kirby. Design language wise. He let Chloe Zhao make him to rock monsters. Why? Are they rock monsters? Why? Yo, dog. Horrible stuff. And okay, one compliment I will pay to Thor Love and Thunder. Only one. Leaving Christian Bale's goal. Only one compliment is that they kept James Gunn's design language of Celestials intact when they were in God City. However, that same compliment goes down the drain because why are Celestials in fucking God City? Why? It's like us being in a primary school. Why would we, 23-year-olds, be in a primary school? We're above this. Why are Celestials in God City? Why? You guys can rip apart the fabric of reality. Why are you in God City? These are low-level beings. Why are you just there? Why? But one compliment, is that they kept the James Gunn design language. Which, okay, let me be honest. It's not James Gunn design language. It's Jack Kirby. Yeah, it's Jack Kirby's design language that James Gunn took. But they kept that in Thor, and I respect that. But what Chloe did, disgusting. I never want to see those rock monsters ever again. Change the design. There's a reason why we have CGI. CGI means you can make anything look like anything you want. Fucking make them look like Celestials, for God's sake. Not these fucking rock monsters. What the hell was that? We got weird, sharp, angled rock monsters with sharp shoulders. What is the 80s? Chloe get inspiration from 80s fashion. What's going on? It wasn't even a very compelling design change. It wasn't even compelling. It really wasn't. I've seen compelling design changes. I have. Look at
Thor. Look at Thor in the comics,
Thor.
then look at him in the MCU. That's a good design change.
Look at Doctor Strange. Look at Bucky. It's a good design change. Granted, Bucky, that design of Bucky was taken from Civil War, but it's still in a new interpretation of this Boy Scout known as James Buchanan. So there are very good changes sprinkled in superhero media in DC and Marvel. Let me give DC a compliment. Let me throw them a bone. It's fine. But the Celestials is not one of them. It's not, and it never will be. Keep them like Jack Kirby's design. End of story. Keep them like they look. Because how they looked fugly as shit. Like fucking Hulk could break them in half or something. Why are they rock? Why? Doesn't make any sense. Who was this?
Arisham.
The fucking judge. I don't even know his name. That's how much I didn't like the movie. Besides the fight scene with the Makari and Nickers. But something the judge. It's the judge. Why do you like a medium? Why? Aye, Doug. They can't keep doing this. They can't keep doing things like this. Just butchered them completely.
Oh yeah,
and it's
yeah.
The fact that
there it is. Arisham, the judge. Dude, he looks way better in the comic books. Dude,
of course he does. Obviously. But what were they thinking?
I don't know.
What were they thinking? Well, What was Chloe thinking? And what was Kevin thinking?
Yeah, it's just
It's even the fact that, and the thing, the judge isn't even supposed to have 6 eyes. He's not. He has lines for eyes. He has lines.
that's just a
The only
helmet.
one that has 6 eyes is one we saw in Guardians 1. Eson the Sorcerer. Eson has 6 eyes, not the judge. So what's Chloe Zhao doing? What is she doing?
They're literally just slits that he can see out of. That's those on his eyes.
They're lying. It's the fact that Eson literally has circles. He has circles. We see him with circles. And then the judge has circles now? Why? Why does RSM have circles? He's supposed to have lines, goddammit. How hard is it to get that one thing correct? How hard is that? So idiotic. So idiotic.
Yeah. You see what I just sent?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, lines.
That looks good. Yeah.
I'm also seeing it right now on my laptop. Lines. Yeah. Not circles. Yo, everything. I never want to see Chloe Zhao touch 2 people. Chloe Zhao, Taika Waititi. Never touch superhero movies in Marvel ever again. Goodbye. Bye.
She's coming back.
Just so you know how bad it was, both of those movies and their sequels are not going to continue with those directors. Eternals currently has no plans for a sequel, but if they do, Zhao isn't coming back. And Thor 5, which is going to happen, won't bring back Taika. That's how you know they fucked up and Feige regrets his decisions. That's how you know.
Yeah, it's just damage, man.
Dude, it's done. It's been done. How can you reverse this? How can you reverse this?
When MCU wants you to be just a one-off director, that's when you know, like, like you've royally messed up something.
He said he directed one of the worst MCU movies. Imagine, you just won an Oscar, and they say you directed one of the worst movies in a 27-movie franchise at that point. 27. But, oh my lord, man. Never. I don't know why Feige takes risks like these. They're not worth it, okay? They're not worth it. I don't want to see Bryce Dallas Howard direct an MCU movie simply because she did good in The Mandalorian. I don't care. Okay, Feige?
Wait, hold up. This ain't the same thing, though, man. Like, I mean, she directed Mandalorian. That's something along the lines of what the MCU would be looking for, man. It's Star Wars. It's not that big of a stretch.
Okay, Bryce is a bad example. It's more like, I don't know, Ron Howard. You know, just because he did some good Star Wars movies and whatnot, are you gonna make him direct a movie now? I mean, Ron Howard isn't a bad director, but like, Feige's logic is that, oh, good director, good movie, let's take him. No, you need to pick a director who understands the source material.
The thing is,
dude,
it also depends on what they're adapting. So, like, you know,
then Jon Favreau, okay, and Whedon, you know, but he's kind of a beast, so you kind of forget about him right now. But there's no bigger nerd than Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau understood Iron Man. He understood to the very core. And the fact that he's the one who advocated for RDJ to be cast, because, you know, they wanted Tom Cruise, but they were like, no, I want Downey where I walk. He knew that Downey had the acting chops and pain in his life to portray this character. Because again, a lot of why he was cast or picked by John is because John had read and enjoyed Demon in a Bottle, and of course RDJ had come from a similar experience. So he knew that Robert could channel the pain that Tony Stark was known for in the comics. John understands. He's a nerd. Jon Favreau is a comics nerd through and through. The fuck does Chloe Zhao know about comics? Jesus. The answer? Nothing. You need people who understand the source material. Not just good directors. No. I don't care if a director has made like 9 movies in their entire life. If they understand these characters and they understand how to write them, how to direct them, give them a goddamn chance. For God's sake. Put them in. We don't need 15 Oscar-winning directors. We don't need that. It's not about like quantity. It's about quality. It's about quality, man.
Yeah.
Because the main draw was like, from Oscar winner Chloe Zhao. Oh, please. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. It doesn't mean the movie's going to be good. It doesn't. That was the first red flag. Like, that doesn't mean the movie is going to be good. It doesn't mean that.
It's not really a sign of much, It's a sign that, at one point, this person was considered the best director among her peers. That's what it shows. At one point, yeah.
But also, the best, but it's her peers. Her peers aren't about no. Her peers are like other indie movie directors. Those are her peers. So she does not translate any capacity in this specific branch. She doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, okay, take Chloe Zhao out of the equation. Say, like, it was up to you. Like, who do you think would be the right guy or woman to direct the Eternals? Like, what director would you call up for that job?
James Gunn.
He's doing Guardians.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Russo's did Civil War. They did Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and Endgame. That's 4 different movies. So give Gunn a shot.
Oh, not only that, but he was also doing The Suicide Squad during that time frame. So,
but if they make a sequel, put Gunn in. Right. We know he knows what he's doing. Just put him in. Put him in and shut up. And make the Celestials look like Gunn intended them to be. Not these weird rock-ass aliens that look like they're from a fucking sci-fi movie directed by Steven Spielberg. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Give me classic comic Kirby Celestials. The way Gunn draped them.
Yeah. Though personally, I would have said Edgar Wright, just to be like, hey, sorry for Ant-Man, Firstly, I would have just said Edgar Wright as like a, hey, sorry, we passed you up on Ant-Man. How about like you direct this? Like this property right here. And he could literally do whatever he wanted because, let's be honest, how many people actually knew about the Eternals before this movie?
Exactly, no one. Everyone saw these people from Guardians of but that was it. That was our only, or rather, I guess, the mainstream public's first encounter with Celestials.
Yeah.
We, as comic readers and we know them, but they don't know them.
Yeah. Would have been interesting though.
Yeah. Dude.
You think from this point on, Marvel should...
And even the whole thing, going back to Feige's mistakes in the past, there was no need, for starters, to make Ego a Celestial, 2, make Peter a Celestial, 3, give Peter powers, 4, only to remove them. Because at the end of that movie, he's still a regular fucking Earth being. That movie ends and he's just a regular man again. His powers were awakened, but only for 12 minutes. It's fine. Whatever. They literally pulled the Thor Love and Thunder. There's the hero now, but then they're also gone. He's just Star-Lord now. He just has rocket. He's literally he's a fucking... fuck. Hold on. I'll find the name now.
Quill is essentially Flash Gordon. That's kind of funny, actually, because
just don't do they do guns.
Yeah.
But they don't do kung fu. They don't do kicks like Black Widow. They do guns. He's essentially Flash Gordon. He has no powers. He's just a guy and that's it.
Yeah.
There was no point in making him a Celestial, giving him these powers for 12 minutes, and then removing them, and then he's just a human. And there was no point in making Ego a Celestial. You could have just made him an Elder of the Universe. Because literally, Ego is an Elder of the Universe. He is brothers with Tanalia Tavan, the Collector. He's brothers with Grandmaster and other, Elders of the Universe. But they're like, I think that there's like maybe 9 or 10 Elders of the Universe. Tanalia and Grandmaster being 2 of them. And Grandmaster, as well as many more. There's also like a sleep, Elder who's like kind of like a Sandman-esque character. Like he's like I think his job is like being in charge of sleep or something like that, or something like that. But like, why did you have to unnecessarily for no good reason? For no good reason. You could have just said Peter is an elder, or he is a descendant of an elder god of the universe. You don't need to say, oh, Peter's a celestial, oh, he's powerful, he's that celestial. No, he's not. That's not a celestial. That's not what a celestial looks like. He had no form. He's a fucking brain with rock. Like, no. Ego is an elder. He's not a celestial. You didn't need to change that, especially since we saw no celestials whatsoever in that movie. Just dumb and pointless changes that add nothing to the story. And that's Feige's fault. Because again, he can reel them in. He can easily reel them in. We've seen WB do it all the time. But the thing is, WB reels them in a bad way. WB doesn't know what they're doing. And they reel in the directors in a bad way. And the movies are shit. But, come on, man. I don't even think anyone remembers that at some point, Peter Quill was a higher level of God than Thor. Like that's such a crazy statement. At some point, he was a higher level of God being than Thor.
It definitely boggles the mind. Yeah.
And now he's just Flash Gordon again. He's just, whatever, we'll take his powers away. He's just Flash Gordon. That's literally Peter Quill. Star-Lord is a literal... Yeah, Stanley, he says, like, literally said himself, like, yeah, I based all of it off of Flash Gordon.
It's a damn shame, man. That this is, like, is this what we've come to? Just...
Like, what has it come to, man? Oh. Jesus. It's funny.
What?
Marvel actually owns Flash.
Like Tony Stark actually called him Flash Gordon in Infinity War.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, they would mention it. Yeah.
Yeah. The dude was. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, does he exist in this world, or in the MCU was he just a show from? Because Flash Gordon is a Marvel. However, Tony references Flash. So does that mean that he's the real hero, or is he just a show that's? What's the truth? We don't know.
Hey man, Megan Thee Stallion exists in this universe as Megan Thee Stallion.
She's in this new episode. So basically, what happens was, remember in the trailer how there's like a judge who like changes form.
Nah, I've been seriously avoiding that, like trailers and everything.
You don't watch them.
Nah, like it's cool.
Okay,
I don't need to know. Cool.
Please, some fucking alien trouble because they pretended to be Megan Thee Stallion. Like it's kind of a dumb plot, but I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it. When our call is done, I'll see how it is, and then I'll report back to you guys how I found it. But I don't know. That's pretty high concept. Bringing in real celebrities. Because granted, we did get Lil Nas X in Shang-Chi. He didn't get snapped. Same with Megan, because Megan would have had to blow up during the pandemic for her to be as prominent as she is in the MCU at this point. Because at this point, essentially what we're seeing is Meg Thee Stallion 3 years ahead in her career. Because this is Meg Thee Stallion in the year 2025. It's not our Meg Thee Stallion. This is a Meg Thee Stallion who's much more famous than right now. even though she's pretty famous, right? But she's more famous by the time She-Hulk did, because that's in 2025. So, yeah, it's very high concept. I don't know why that would be an episode idea for an alien to get in trouble for impersonating Meg Thee Stallion. I don't get that. You know, like, but that's very high concept. So I don't know. It didn't really amaze me when I read it. I was like, that's a bit worrying, because that episode could mean that that could be She-Hulk's first bad episode. You know, because all these shows have like one bad episode. You know, a filler episode, a boring episode, an episode where nothing really happens. All the Disney Plus shows have it. But geez, I don't think it would come this quick for She-Hulk.
If you have to have an episode where nothing really happens, you have way too many episodes in your show. Seriously, like,
yeah, it's just a lot. So you know, I don't. I'll check it out. See what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh look, there's an article by the Hollywood Reporter. It says, "Is Flash Gordon too similar to Guardians of the Galaxy to return to movies now? Let's find out." That's pretty interesting. I guess everyone is aware that he's basically Star-Lord.
Yeah.
They're pretty well aware. Which is weird, given that... Hold on. Is that Flash Gordon meeting? Wait. No way, Yanni.
What's going on?
I don't know if I'm getting it right here, but it seems to be that Peter's dad is Flash Gordon in the comics. What? That can't be true.
I mean, it is a Marvel thing, so...
Okay, thing is... Okay, it's not... Okay, no, it's not. It's not. It's actually a character. No, because I was reading an article on Reddit. I was like... So basically, it's a screen cap of Peter meeting his old man in like a... He's wearing like a red jacket, jumper thingy with like yellow accents. And then the old man is like, "Hello, Peter." And then he's like, "Hey, Dad." Now, initially, when you look at it, it looks like Flash Gordon, but it's not really Flash Gordon. It's a character named Jason of Spartax. But also, it seems to me that that character is based off of Flash Gordon. You know?
Yeah, seems a lot. It makes sense.
Yeah, like, let me show you the thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't see them ever introduce Flash Gordon, but
I mean, stranger things have happened. You know,
it's like pretty useful. I mean, it's pretty useless to make him a celestial for no reason and then take away those powers in the same movie. For me, it's pretty useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's in now.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I've seen this dude. He was on the Guardians TV show on Disney XD.
Yeah. But yeah, he's also Flash Gordon, given that Flash also has a red jacket with yellow accents. Definitely.
Definitely. But with I seem to remember a while back. I mean, we've been talking about Marvel for a while. Let's switch over to DC. I remember a while back we had like I mentioned something about Dark Knight Rises, and you were like, "We need to talk about this."
Yeah.
We never got around to that. Yeah.
The thing is,
yeah.
I want you to so basically, Bane is what? What's Bane?
What you mean? What's with Bane? Just...
You said you had several Bane, right?
Oh, like, thing is, y'all were pointing out that the one thing, like the Martha thing, like one thing in that whole movie, like sunk BVS for you. Like out of that entire movie, one thing totally sunk the movie. And I pointed out, okay.
I mean, the fact that it's literally, but this is kind of inconsequential. If my girl was in danger, I'd also kill her. I don't mind. But you know, those terrorists, one of them played by that one black guy. I forgot his name.
he's dead now, R.I.P. But Syxx literally fucking rams him through like 17 walls. So like that nigga's dead. That nigga's mush. He killed him. But also, whatever. If it was for my girl, I'd also kill. But I don't really care about. That doesn't really matter to me. Whether Superman kills or not, I don't really care. But Martin thing is just so stupid. Because if it was the comics, the fact that he has the same name as your mom means nothing. It means absolutely nothing at all. Like it should have no bearing, no weight, no fight. So yeah, that's just like immersion. It's just dumb. It's a dumb inclusion, and I wish they'd added a different scene. Something. Oh my! Like, is this what Alfred would want? Something, dog. Like fucking hell. Like, at least, because again, you have in that movie, in the longer cut, you have us exploring Clark's investigative chops. So if you already know that Bruce Wayne is Batman, why don't you say like, is this what Thomas and Martha would want? Or maybe like make it make sense, Don't say save Martha. Like how the fuck would he know your mom's name? And why would you call your mom her first name? You don't see me saying fucking sis the hell? You could say save my mom or something. Or is this what Thomas and Martha would want for you? Because you literally investigated and concluded the fact that he's Bruce Wayne. So you know who he is. Use his parents as an example because you know that, first of all, Bruce Wayne he's a public figure. Everyone in this city knows his history. As a kid, his parents died. But you, as Clark Kent, have investigated and concluded he's Batman. So you now know that due to those killings as a kid, he became Batman because of that. So you can literally say, is this what Thomas and Martha would want? That makes sense. That's a good plot. Not save Martha. Fuck out of here. That's just dumb. Now that's a better inclusion. Not save Martha. No. Is this... Because we literally see Thomas and Martha's graves in the beginning of the movie. That would be a foreshadowing of anything. Because he visits their graves. But like, are you not gonna at least like name drop them in a meaningful capacity? Instead, you're gonna happenstance a man calling his mother by her first name, linking to the other man whose mom's name is also that name. It's just so moronic. No. Is this what Thomas and Martha would want? Finishing clock.
Or you could do what they originally intended, what like the writer Chris Terrio and them originally had, where Lois comes in as Bruce is about to kill Clark and she appeals to his humanity. And like he sees that,
talk about Lois Lane.
No, just hear me out here, man. Hear me out. It ain't over yet. She tries to appeal to dude's humanity, like, don't do this or whatever. And, like, he's able to take a second. Like, she doesn't stop him. She, like, stalls him for, like, a second. But in that second, he's able to look at this situation and be like, okay, this is kind of fucked up. Like, whoa. Let me take a step back here. Like, this guy... Like, this woman is willing to put herself on the line for this dude. Like, this dude can't be all, like, as evil that I think he is. Just, yeah.
Now, can I break that apart?
Break it apart? I'm not saying it's perfect. So, I'm just saying it's better than Save Martha. But go ahead.
Now, here's the thing. Now, that would have to, it would have to mean that Bruce has some level of respect and consideration for a random redhead he just saw on the street or whatever it is, and maybe he knows her as Lois Lane, but that's about it, because she's a Pulitzer-Prize-winning reporter. Why would he care about her enough to even listen to him, when even Alfred Pennyworth couldn't get through to him? His literal dad, his, at this point, adopted father, his guardian for 40 years of his life. If Alfred can't get through to him, why would Lois get through to him? So that's still quite dumb. And I don't accept it. Alfred is like his moral compass. He might have sunk deep, but he still has Alfred. If Alfred can't convince him, why the hell would Lois Lane convince him? He's never even met her. So, yeah, stupid. Still, unfortunately, still stupid.
Is it as
the only
stupid?
way it would make sense and would flow logically if it was, is this what Thomas and Martha would want? That's the only way it would properly make sense and won't be a bad scene. There's no other way. Because why would Lois appeal to him if Alfred can't? Are you kidding me? Please.
There was I remember earlier you mentioned that through Clark's investigations he finds out that Bruce is Batman. Actually, according to an interview, like Snyder said that because people were asking how the hell does Clark know that, you know, Bruce Wayne is Batman? Dude explained that when Superman landed and he saw Bruce Wayne on the other side of the field, apparently he used his X-ray vision to see through the helmets and he saw that was Bruce Wayne. Yeah. That's it. I'm just like...
Here's the thing. Oh, Bruce was initially... Clark was initially... reports on the Batman police brutality, right? So, that meaning that he was on a path that was leading him to Batman and then Wayne Industries and then... But it's just... the fact that they do nothing with that, like, he knows he's Bruce. You know he's Bruce, and you know his parents died like 40 years ago. But you're doing nothing with that.
No, we don't. He does not know who Bruce Wayne is. Remember at that party when Bruce Wayne walked up, he looked over to the dude and was like, "Who is that?"
That's
like,
even dumb. Because that's like saying you don't know who Elon Musk is. You go to Walmart, there's no Elon Musk, okay? I don't care. Like that is the fact that you live in the same country. You both live in the land of the free, right? America. You live in the land of the free, where media is all over the place. And you don't know this multi-billionaire philanthropist guy? No, that's impossible.
Who owns your newspaper?
Bruce is like one of the most, and it's the fact that you're a reporter. You don't know him, but you're a reporter? Please, get out of here. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. You don't know one of the most famous men on earth. Come on. That's just an ass pull of idiocy. Because literally in every bit of media, Clark Kent is very well aware who Bruce is. Even like in the DCEU, World's Finest, he knows who he is, and he's threatened by him because Lois actually likes Bruce. That's a compelling storyline, you know. He knows who Bruce Wayne is. He just doesn't know who Batman is. And he peeks, he sees, he goes, "Oh, it's Bruce Wayne. Mega popular philanthropist and playboy and owner of Wayne Enterprises." Like, no one does not know who Bruce Wayne is. So even that is just indicative of Snyder not understanding characters. At all.
Yeah.
But then, what can we say? The movie happened, the movie passed, and that was 6 years ago. And now that very same studio is in peril, and they don't want to bring back Cavill. The weird thing to me, and I've spoken about, I think I've spoken about this before with another friend of mine who lives here. We were basically speaking about how Warner Brothers has disrespected Cavill and Affleck so much. Like, Cavill and Affleck should be as revered in DC as RDJ and Evans are at Marvel. And that's the problem. They're not. They should be as respected and revered. But they're not. And that's why they keep using goddamn body double in every entity where they need Superman to appear. Because they don't respect the actors. They said, fuck the actors. Oh, you want to leave? Leave. Go do Witcher. Oh, you want to leave? Leave. Who cares about your mental health and your divorce and your alcoholism? Leave. We don't care. Oh, you were going to make a movie? Oh, not anymore. Now it's Matt Reeves' movie. Like, they don't respect these characters, these actors. They don't respect them. RDJ literally produced Endgame in tandem with Feige. They respect him. He started the universe. Marvel started the universe, and they don't respect him. And that is the issue with Warner Brothers. Why? Because you have 75-year-old white men and just who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Fire everyone. Fire and that's not a joke, and it doesn't have a hyperbole. Fire everyone. Not a joke, not a hyperbole. Fire everyone. These fucking octogenarians sitting in that big ass office. They don't know a single thing on filmmaking, and they have all the creative control in the world. Fuck them. They can all go to hell. Fuck them. They ruined DC. They ruined it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
Warner execs are just they're too. I've never seen a more incompetent bunch of so-called authoritative figures. Like Warner execs are to DC as chocolate is to dogs. Like Jesus Christ. Just fucking poison, man.
Hey man, it's been a rough go of it at DC. I think most of it is down to the fact that they just never had a plan from the jump. There was no 5-year plan of anything. It was just, we're gonna do this as it goes.
Because they let it give out the plan. No. Marvel doesn't even have execs. It just has Feige. Okay. It's Feige. Jesus Christ. Why do we still have executives running shit? No. Do you think Disney execs interfere with the MCU? They don't. They don't give a fuck about the MCU. They're worried about Pixar and Disney live action film. They don't care about Marvel. Marvel has Kevin Feige. Why are Warner execs dictating DC? No. I hate that. Bring a guy to run DC. Not these fucking 74-year-old white men. It's horrendous.
The problem with DC, from your perspective, is that they don't have one dude running shit from the creative side. It's a bunch of dudes.
In a proper way. Yeah.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Just too many voices speaking at once.
Even in EKR, it's a Marvel that movie is, no pun intended. It's a Marvel movie is as good as it is because execs were meddling with it. Nolan was so annoyed. There's a reason why he didn't come back to do Man of Steel, because they wanted to bring him back. They're like, yo, Nolan, do Man of Steel and then do Batman for us, please. But a new Batman. And he was like, fuck no, and he left. He was like, he couldn't take it. He left.
Initially they wanted the same Batman, but Christian Bale was like, I'll only come back if Nolan comes back. And Nolan was like, fuck that.
Fuck no, yeah. Just, it's so rare to meet such a large quantity of incompetent individuals.
Yeah.
Just, it's so rare.
But thing is, Nolan being the guy that he is, Nolan being, let's just say he's the good guy, he, rather than just say, no, I'm gone, he gave Zack Snyder a call and said, hey, I shit you not, dude in an interview said that Chris Nolan gave him a call and said, hey, Warner Brothers wants me to do Superman, I don't want to do it, do you want to do it? And he was like, yeah, just, that right there, it's like, hey, if I'm getting fed, my homie's getting fed too, man. Just reached out to his homie and was like, yo, there's this movie I don't want to do, you want it? Yeah, shit. That shows. Dude's a class act, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, man, how different you think that movie would have turned out? If through some happenstance, Nolan was like, yes to Man of Steel. Yeah.
If he came back.
Yeah, if he was like, okay, I'll do Man of Steel. Yeah.
There's a reason why. So basically what happened was, it's a very long story, but basically, some execs wanted Nolan to come back. Because, he's tried and tested. He has good shit. He's not Schumacher. He's not Burton. He has good, consistent shit. Okay. Now, with that, half of the execs, again, these are 7-year-old white men. They want to bring him back. He's good, they say. The other execs say, no, his shit is too grounded. He would ruin Superman. So they're at a stalemate. What do? They ask, who's this? They ask David Goyer. Goyer, what do you think? You know, because Goyer's been writing shit for like years. You know, he also wrote Superman Returns and whatnot. He also was like in the Dark Knight and whatnot. But, you know, they ask Goyer, what should we do? He's like, I don't know, man. But there's this guy I know, Snyder. He does it pretty tight with Nolan. Talk to him. Okay. They tell Nolan to talk to Snyder. Yeah. Ask him if he would be if he would be, you know, stoked to direct these movies. He goes, oh, okay, seems like a worthy challenge. I'll take it. And then you have him say, okay, I'll take it, but you know, it would be quite helpful if Mr. Nolan was here to consult, you know, just for Batman.
Yeah.
Nolan is like, nah, he'll be okay, kid. It's fine. He leaves him. And then what happens? Man of Steel. And they're like, I didn't make $1 billion. This guy, you're ruining us. And then they decided to meddle. BVS, they meddle. Man of Steel, I didn't make $1 billion. You know, they cry like babies.
Yeah.
You know, just because they didn't make $1 billion. Just because they didn't make $1 billion. And then they meddled in BVS. But even that meddling wasn't meddling to make the movie bad. Because Martha was still Zack's idea. They still meddled because the theatrical version was worse than the
Ultimate Edition,
long edition. Mm. They meddled, right? And then from that, we got the theatrical version. Piss poor, critics hated it, away. Back to the drawing board. Snyder goes, okay, you cannot put your food in my soup again. You can't put your hands in my soup again. Let me cook. Okay, I got this. They say, okay, fine, cook. He releases the ultimate cut. It's better, but it still has the Martha scene. So, what can you say? You know, what can you say? And then that movie doesn't make $1 billion. And they go, bro, you know what? Fuck you. Like, honestly, you're not doing what we need from you, okay? Marvel are on their second $1 billion movie, Avengers Age of Ultron. Why aren't you giving us $1 billion movie? And again, they start crying like babies. Yeah, okay, cool. At that point of filming BVS, he'd already started with Justice League. And since that movie didn't make $1 billion, then they meddled in Justice League. Put their fingers in Zack's soup. They meddled. And then Summer Snyder committed suicide, unfortunately. God rest her soul. Zack steps away. And Warner Brothers, instead of delaying the movie to give Zack time to grieve, they say, you know what, fuck you, we don't have time for this. Let's bring in Joss Whedon, Mr. $1 billion movie himself. $2 billion movies to his name. He knows what he's doing. Let's bring him in. He knows what he's doing. And what does he do? He fucks it up. Because you're balancing two tones, okay? You're balancing what Snyder shot during the BVS era, and you're balancing what they brought Whedon in to do. And even with that, like, people give Whedon so much hate. And okay, listen. Whedon is a POS, okay? He's a POS. He's a pervert. He's creepy. He makes actresses uncomfortable. Even in Buffy, he made actresses uncomfortable. Yeah, he's a POS. But what he isn't is a bad director. Whedon knows character. He can write character. He wrote character in Buffy. He wrote character in the Avengers. And he wrote character in Age of Ultron. Particularly the scene where we first see Ultron. That's a good character moment. Whedon knows character. But now what you have is a combination of Whedon trying to build character and a decent movie on top of Warner's sticky, dirty hands. And what you have is JL 2017, a shit show of a movie. One of the worst superhero movies of all time. Next to Green Lantern, next to Thor Love and Thunder, next to whatever. It's bad. Also fails to crack $1 billion. What do? Fuck it. We give up. Snyder, you're fired forever now. Like, you're not just suspended, you're fired. Get out of here. We don't want you anymore. And then they go into interviews and they say, just to note, Snyder Cut does not exist. You know, it doesn't exist. It's fake news. You know, Trump mission, whatever. Fake news. It doesn't exist, right? My pig cuts, right? Like my pig is Zulu. It doesn't exist. Leave us alone. Fans campaigned for 3 years, and finally, okay, fuck, it does exist. Okay, cool. Is that what you wanted? Yes, that's what you wanted. They bring back Snyder. He makes a pretty decent Justice League movie. Why? Because they stopped sticking in their fingers. And the only reason why they stuck their fingers in the first place is because Man of Steel didn't make $1 billion simply because a year before, one of their movies made $1 billion, right? TDKR. And Marvel made $1 billion. But they were like, damn, if Marvel can make $1 billion with these characters, then we can make $1 billion of Superman. Because Superman is an iconic character, you know. He's the hero.
Yeah.
And then just because they couldn't make that, they say fuck it and they meddle. Why?